Today we are going to talk about chromosomes and inheritance. This is lesson 2 from chapter 7 in your Pearson Realize book. I am your science teacher, Ms. Jihan Simon. Gregor Mendel's ideas about inheritance and probability can be applied to all living things. As you can remember when we saw chapter 7, lesson 1, that Gregor Mendel, who was a monk, did and quantified experiments with peas when he was in charge of tending the garden. Mendel determined that traits are inherited using pieces of information that he called factors, but we scientists of today call genes. Mendel discovered how genes, such as those in ducks, were transferred from parents to offspring and how they made certain traits appear. Like the example in your book of Figure 1, which each baby mallard duck receives some traits from the mother and some from the father. Today we know that genes are segments of code that appear on structures called chromosomes. As you can see in this picture, they are shaped as an X. Chromosomes are made in the beginning of the cell cycle, the series of events in which a cell grows, prepares for division, and divides to form daughter cells. Number of chromosomes. Every cell in your body, other than the sex cells, has the same number of chromosomes. In our case, humans, this number is 46, or 23 pairs. Other organisms have different number of chromosomes, as we are going to see in the next slide, and there is a great variety of them. All sexually reproducing organisms form sex cells, which have half the number of chromosomes that body cells have. This is the example I was talking to you before. As you can see, different species have a different number of chromosomes. This is our human karyotype. And in chromosome 23, you can see there are two number 23s. This is because we have a human karyotype of female and male humans. We are different because our sex cells, for males, it is an X chromosome and a Y chromosome. In female karyotypes, we have two X chromosomes. This is a mouse karyotype. You can see it's different, and the numbers of chromosomes are different too. Mouse have 19 pairs of chromosomes, and we have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Genes and chromosomes. Every living thing needs instructions to live and function. These instructions are located on genes. Genes are located on chromosomes. So if you see the picture on our right, you have the cell. Inside the cell, we are going to find a chromosome, and inside the chromosome, we are going to find genes. This is a picture from your book. Please complete this and all the activities in your book, and you are going to send me an image to our Google Classroom. Chromosome pairs. During fertilization, you receive 23 chromosomes from your father and 23 chromosomes from your mother. This is how we get 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs. You can see in the picture on the right how one chromosome is given from your mother, the other one is given from your father, and when fertilization occurs, then we can have those chromosomes inside one cell. These chromosomes come in pairs, and they are called homologous chromosomes that contain the same genes. Two alleles, one from the mother and one from the father, represent each trait. Some of the alleles for how the gene is expressed may be dominant or recessive. You can see in the pictures how there is an allele for everything. For example, you have an allele for purple flowers, and you are going to have an allele for white flowers. So if these two flowers reproduce or they are fertilized, pollinized also, then their offsprings are going to have different colors. The offspring that received these chromosomes inherited two different forms of a gene. For example, the red circles are showing you allele A from one parent and allele A from the other parent. The individual will be heterozygous for that gene trait. Because more than one gene is present on the 23 pairs of chromosomes, there is a wide variety of allele combinations. You can recognize this Punnett square, that this is one of the exercises that we did with lesson 1, if you can remember. This exercise is about eye color. The eye color that you are going to inherit from your mother, those are the alleles, and from your father. So when we create the Punnett squares, we can have an idea of what are the probabilities that your eyes will be of a certain color. Your homework is to complete all the activities, as I said before, from your book by hand, and you should upload the images to your 7th grade Google Classroom. If you need help from one of your parents, please let them know. Thank you, and we are going to be following up with the next lessons. Have a great day, class.